Hey Tanja, you know, uh, if you don't manage to get rid of Mr. Zelensky and the next president doesn't change the way Mr. Zelensky did in the past, you know, the devil is the European Union. Don't forget that. The European Union offer you a membership. Become a member of the European Parliament, of the European Community. They offer you that. And while you're sitting on a table, signing contracts, and wait until it's going to happen, there's another thing. Before you actually become a member of the European Union, you must become a member of the NATO. Becoming a member of the NATO, understand that clear, it means that each country inside the NATO must agree. Yes? Understand that right? And the United States of America, they say, before Ukraine, full member of the NATO is, going to be a lot of years, decades, say, at least 30 years. You got to wait. So, what does it mean for the Ukraine? Tell me. What does it mean? Well, the European community, they put sanction on Russia, the entire European community. Put sanction on Russia. But the other thing, let me ask you something. Who makes the profit of that game? Tell me. The military industry, the defense minister, the companies who produce the ammunition and the military equipment. Yes? Like Germany, when they're building a tank, Leopard, or whatever, at the same time, when the tank gets destroyed, and I don't know how many equipment already has gone and destroyed, the European community, they made that agreement that delivering military equipment, military arms, your fucking president just only need to order. It's not controlling anymore by the German government. You know, he can order a new tank. Who makes a profit? Mr. Zelensky is collecting from everywhere money to buy the tank. Who makes a profit? Not only Germany, but all the NATO countries who are producing the things and delivering to the Ukraine. That's a fact. That's a reality. Yes? And let's say it takes 10 years or 15 years or 20 years or, like the Americans said, 30 years. It means the Ukraine won't be able to be a member of the European community. So, you see, they make a profit. And they offer you also equipment to targeting cities or whatever in Russia. You know? They don't care. They don't try to stop. It's very easy. It's very, very easy for the fucking Zelensky to stop that war. But you know, he is a cocaine-sniffing sick person. He is an artist. Remember that story before he became president? He was joking. He made a comic strip, and everyone was laughing. It pushed him up to the place where he's now. You know? And he said once, Putin, he's dead. And everyone was shocked, frustrated, or surprised. And then he became president. But his profession is an artist. You know? He's not an expert on anything else. But he ran the country. And one evening, there were two heads sitting together in a train. Mr. Macron and Mr. Merz. You know what they did? Then when the third one, both Merz and Macron didn't know that there was taping, that there were a tape going on. And then Mrs. Starmer went in the same room, unexpected, and then what were on the table? You know, both Mr. Merz and Mr. Macron, they hid that. It was cocaine. The sniffing in the train cocaine. And who is the third one? Mr. Zelensky. You know? He's cocaine sniffing. I don't know how often. But sometimes you see that. Then he gets speed. Then he got strange power. He behaved totally different. You know? And when he became president, he was high on cocaine. He always, yes? You see this? This is evidential. Yes? We got that documents. He were cocaine. And you know, when you are depending on something which you love, which you need, which you want, you're not clear anymore, you are clear. but you're looking for cash flow as president, you know? And who bring you the cash? Huh? Who investing the European community, you know? Yes. And when you think about that, when I say you can stop that fighting between Ukraine and Russia at once, but the cocaine sniffing bastard, yes, the European makes a profit, yes, and you are dying. And the European and the NATO countries, they are proud that the Ukraine army targeting cities or military base or production companies or whatever, storages, refineries, oil tanks, or tanker on a sea, you know. He's proud. He's proud. Huh? The German defense minister is proud when Ukraine hitting targets. Huh? Yes, pointed target. Huh? And then, who is going to win that fight? And when I say you can't stop that immediately. But who makes a profit? Huh? Who makes a profit? While the Ukrainian people lost their life. What for? Huh? You want, as Ukraine, support the fucking European community who delivering, producing all kind of military stuff? They make a profit. And they also spend some money, you know, that Mr. President can buy the equipment. Huh? The people are losing their life. And to stop that, it's such easy. You don't have to be corrupt. And the Ukraine doesn't have to be a part of Europe. Ukraine doesn't have to be a part of Russia. You know, the only thing is for the Russian government, and it makes sense, you know, it is reality. It is. The European invite you. Huh? The NATO heads. They think, okay, when the European got another country, we can place there all kind of NATO equipment. Yes. That was the same when the European community inviting Poland to become a member of Poland. You know what the American country did? They transfer Americans who were placed in Germany. They replace them to Poland. And there was fighting ongoing in German parliament, and they complain against the decision of the United States. You know? They say you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that, we want to keep them here, but they replace them to Poland. And the German, they invest in the same thing. Huh? They send troops, they build bases in Litauen, you know? And still, who dying? On one side Russian, of course, they lost a lot of people, huh? But they lost people only because a corrupt president were invited to become a member of the Euro. And the Euro say, no, that doesn't work. First you must become a full member of the NATO. Yes. That is a dirty, bloody reality. And that was a reality long time ago. No? That was a reality in the past. But when the European community say, we still fighting for the freedom, for the independency, and that fucking President Zelensky, in the beginning, always talk about independency. Huh? What is independency? Selling your fucking country to military allies. Huh? To become a member of the Europe. Huh? You see? So, who is losing their lives? Not the German, not the French, not the Dutch, not the Americans. Of course, there are also victims. Because undercover they're fighting. Undercover they're supporting. But don't tell me something and spread those things without knowing. Things like that. You know? It's a dirty game. And when the European community put sanctions on Russia, you know what it means when such big community like the European community put sanctions, one package after another. Does it change anything? Does it change anything? No. Because putting sanctions on a country like that, it never happened before with the Americans. You know? Never. And do you know how many war crimes America commit? Not only America, where the fucking America invite member states to bomb, to join the bombing. Huh? And once the Ukraine become a member of the European community, huh? Is he proud? Huh? No, he got the power, he is member of the NATO, and he enjoy bombing, attacking other countries, because it was the CIA or Secret Service from any kind who provoked that, and then start a fire, start a war. Yes. When the American plan to attack anyone, the allies is willing to support, even if it's a war crime, an attempt, calculated. Huh? When soldiers calculating things, military, secret service, you know, it's reality. They organize a plan and then they just start. And before they start, They ask the member states if they join the bombing, if they join attacking before it's actually happened. They know that. Yes. And I don't see any kind of hope for people like you to survive in that reality. Huh? So it's just a depends. It's not depending what kind of weapon you got, huh? What kind of targets you successfully smashed on. No, it's not like that. You know, Russia has a size 47 times bigger than Germany, for instance. Huh? And we have a problem in Europe because the fucking European community, they want something. Huh? They want something. They win a profit out of the selling. And go in the market and take a look. For instance, you're buying tobacco. You know, you're smoking. Today I was quite shocked because I asked the lady who sells tobacco and cigarettes. I asked that lady, can you tell, you also got packages 50 gram? Yes. How expensive is it? And she started showing me 50 gram vanilla, you know, 14 euro, 50 gram. When I go back in 1993, 1994, you know, 50 gram you got for 2 German mark, 250 or 3, huh? And now you go in a shopping center, huh? You see that price, huh? Yes, it's awful. It's crazy. And we have a fucking inflation. They don't mention that. They don't say that. All the numbers, huh? They're lying. Yes. The inflation is there. You see that on tobacco. Okay, tobacco, they say, is luxury. You don't need to smoke. You can stop. But anyhow, the people who smoke, used to smoke and want to smoke, they pay the price. Yes? It's the same with cocaine. Huh? It's not so easy just say, oh, I want to stop smoking. Huh? Yes. A lot of people suffer because they can't stop. You know? They must. The same with cocaine. That bastard Zelensky, that bastard Merz, that bastard Macron. And when Mr. Starmer comes in the train, you know, he keeps that secret, he never talked about. But he saw that, how quick and how fast they put it away to try to hide that, before it was on the table. And then they reckon, oh, sorry, there's a camera system taping that. And see the reality. And when I say, you lose your life, you lose your infrastructure. And when today I told you it's going to be cold, a few days, I told you the day, and I sent you the link where I found it, the pages I used to watch And the only way to stop that, it's not like the Pope say. The Pope say, give up. Only give up. By giving up, you save each life. By not giving up, you lose how many lives a day? How many buildings a day? I mean, we have only, at the moment, 1 degrees, 2 degrees, in Kharkiv, 4 degrees, minus or something. But when the cold starts, I mean the real cold, take a look across the Atlantic. Take a look what's ongoing in the United States. They never had such early winter. They never had such high minus degrees, such strong minus degrees before Christmas. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, you know, we're dreaming of a white Christmas. I know. Yes, the winter is already there. And fucking dangerous. And the snow. Now you go back on the other side, go to the east. Look what's happened in Hokkaido, in Japan. From yesterday till today, within 24 hours, 135 centimeter on snow a day, you know, and I get disturbed inside my head. Yes, the fucking Nazi always terrorized me, talking inside the head. That fucking Nazi go from Germany. Yes, I really hate Germany. I don't wish them any kind of success. That those fucking Nazis also can program human beings in Ukraine or give advice and instruction how to do that. And the fucking chancellor, Mr. Zelensky, is then building up a big calculator, a big computer machine, and the German maps how to integrate human beings. Of course, only for medical research or for medical survival. Yes, to put the brain cells inside the computer machine. You know, this is what the fucking Germans are doing. And I don't wish the fucking German, the postmodern Nazis, success. To have any kind of influence on the things which are ongoing in Ukraine in the future. I don't wish them success. You know? Because I know what they did with me. And what they did with me, they are able, the soonest they place a mine inside. In my case, they place 2 times embedded chips inside secretly. And I'm the only one who knows what they did, who knows all the software program which they executed. And when, for them, the much people, the much brains they got inside that computer machine, and much more is it worth, you know? And it will remember me in the German long time history. Yes. They're building up wireless concentration camp. They're working on biological weapon. They're working on genetic weapon. Yes. And since that fucking computer Nazi, under the time of Defense Minister Lambrecht, he asked me to go in Ukraine. I'm sorry, I'm not soldier, but that time the defense minister, that lady Lambrecht, were officially talking about 5,000 helms. But secretly, the fucking Nazi Chancellor Olaf Scholz looking for voluntary people to move in Ukraine and tried to put them there, And when you have a past like me, where the fucking Nazis, computer Nazis, terrorize and torture for more than 3 decades. Can you imagine that? They want to get rid of me. And they know precisely what they're doing. They know precisely. They know you don't have a chance to survive if you are on the front line. You lose your life. So, that Nazi country, that postmodern Nazi country, it's nothing else than before. Yes? Precisely the same. They're building up wireless concentration camps, where they have access to the body. They can do whatever they want with your body. And what they did with me, they can use that software programs, that computer machine, do this with other people as well. But the Germans are such coward, wicked politicians, wicked politicians. They want to declare you as mental sick, that all the things never shows up. They don't want that anyone knows military Nazi secret service. Yes? All the software programs they got. They can keep you awake until you go in coma. That happened to me in 1996. That time was a defense minister Nazi Rühe. And today is Pistorius. And that fucking computer Nazi school is still the same. Can you imagine what kind of state I am in? They torture me into coma, and the police doesn't want to know. The prosecutor doesn't want to investigate. Who was the Nazi who tortured me into coma? Yeah? Yes. And when they, in 1993, the German computer Nazis, in 1993, they didn't want me to talk against them. And the things they did between 1987 and 1993, In 1993, these coward Nazis, they start keeping me awake. I lost my full-time job, And so many times I was confused. I was thinking, why they do this? And the only solution, yes, they want to have control. I mean, they have control over the body. But they don't have control with my mouth. They don't, And if you are without work and you're living on social security, it's very, very, it makes it even almost impossible to find a loyalty, a human right lawyer team who fight for your rights, and you are unable to move. Yes, you don't have anything left because you're living in starvation condition. And they did that because they don't have eggs. They don't have eggs in their head. They don't have eggs in their body. They're wicked coward Nazis. You know. Sorry to say that, but think about. Yes. Don't be proud if you target anything in Russia. It doesn't change. Doesn't change anything. Because Russia, they have something which NATO countries does not have. Yes. Power to survive. The fucking NATO. That's war criminals. A community. War criminal community. And I sent you, when I sent you that video, I sent you a link from a musician. I'm going to tell you the past of the American government, the war crimes, which they did. And like I say, they're always inviting other countries to participate in Americans' war crimes, like Britain, to Britain. Now that fucking American president, he tried to find a way to start a war with Venezuela. He just I want to do this. And who is on his side? Getting prepared to help the American? The British, the Starmer bastards. It's always like that. Yes? It's always like that. I hope it doesn't happen. Because what does this Venezuelan people did to America? Nothing at all. That fucking American president, he got German blood. And you know what is running? He's going to be executed. I know that for sure. He's going to get death sentence when he's in front of the war crime court. Now they organize, now they're thinking, now they didn't know what that fucking Nazi Mr. Donald Trump did. Yes, he's he got parents, your father's from Germany, his father, he got German blood. And it's not. When somebody say, for voting to get support by the people, that the people vote him, he say, make America great again. When you say things like that, America is great. Make America great again. What time was America great? He's raising nationalism. Yes? Patriots who say, stupid people, soldiers, uneducated people, say, America great again, make America, and what is the result? Now the entire government talking about aliens, aliens, aliens. Aliens. Like when you escape out of a war to save your life. You are an alien. If you want to go to the United States and searching for work, You are an alien. You know, it's such disgusting, that bastard Trump. And believe me, he's going to get executed. And hopefully he doesn't start anything wrong. Because if you start, can you imagine that? When you start, one of the NATO family, America going to be destroyed. Because a fucking American country doesn't have a defense for certain kind of things. Huh? Yes. And he want to take control of Venezuela. You know, he want to replace. He also threatened to leave the country. To the president, leave the country, leave the country. Huh? And he just, look at what he say. Look what he done. He give the defense to target fisher boats and say, the bond boats, huh? All the people on board are gone, the boat is gone, everything destroyed. Just blow up a fisher boat and say, that was truck trafficking, truck trafficking. You know, that's not the only war crime he did. Huh? They are ongoing much, much more. Huh? So, your president is a stupid asshole. Really is. And because of his popularity, he say, I want to fight against Russia. I want to fight against Russia because I want to get member of the holy NATO pussy. Yes, I want rich them. He got already rich them. Yes, he owned property already in United States, in Florida, in Miami, you know, and no one knows. Few people knows that he also have cash, yes, on offshore accounts, yes, so he can do whatever he want. He's free, and you don't take a risk, you know. Huh? You just leave the country and live in the United States, if you want, because he's an artist, you know, and the same shit with that Navalny, huh? Yes, it's Navalny. I mean, saying something. Oh, the Russian president is corrupt and he owns a building, huh? What is that? A president, you know? How many buildings he knew? He must have, you know? When you have guests, invited people to stay at the place, it must be a nice place, yes? And the fucking Navalny, huh? Yes. And what does the German try to do with Navalny? Everyone say he get poisoned by Novichok, or things like that. Yeah? But he survived. He arrived in Germany. And then he going back and get arrested because he say the Russian president, he own a building which he doesn't own, but which he can use. So why not? People like that, a president, must be protected because you can get targeted everywhere. So, and if you have business talks which are ongoing for 2, 3 or 4 days, talking, discussing, making contracts, planning, he needs a secure place for his guests. And that fucking asshole Navalny, look at his face, look what a shit person he was. Huh? Yes. And they tried to make a revolution using him to push away the Russian president. They try that the Russian and Moscow fight each other. But once you put sanctions on a big country like that, yes, it's time to realize that's a war already. They try to bankrupt the entire Russia. Yes? And when that was ongoing, I mean, look at Russia. Huh? They were delivering whatever European community needed for more than 50 years on gas, on oil, on all things which they can get, even Iran for their atomic power facilities, and then they broke the contracts, and then they say, we don't want products anymore, we will make sanction packages, and that was a beginning. That was a beginning. Why? The Russian president must fight against that pressure. And the only solution were doing the same things which the holy NATO pussy doing. Raising ammunition, building up the defense, like 5%. And who makes a profit out of the 5%? Again, the United States, Great Britain, France, the Dutch country, and the German country, Italy and Spain. This is old-fashioned, the old countries of the NATO. Yes? And who got to buy them? Of the other countries, which come after the war between Germany and Germany, after they been at one country, in 1998. Yes. And all the countries which come afterwards, yes, they got to buy the products from the old NATO countries, to support, again, countries like Germany, countries like Italy, countries like Spain, and also Great Britain, United Kingdom. They also make the profit. But I don't see the problems. No one wants to see the problems. The Mr. Starmer, he make profit. But he left the European country through that Brexit decision. So why is he investing in the Ukraine? Yes. Because of the business. The Ukrainians are dying, and Mr. Starmer makes a profit. And he is still a member. He's out of the European community. Huh? But he's a member of the NATO. Huh? So, doesn't work. What the fucking European community doing? You know? It doesn't work. You lose your life. Your country will get destroyed. And we have fucking Chancellor who ongoing doing things like that. Huh? And when the fucking Mr. Merz think, when he delivering Tauros, the first Tauros which hit any place in Russia, you know what's going to happen? Huh? You know what's going to happen? Because of self-defense, they're targeting the company in Bavaria. And if the fucking the fucking German Chancellor say no, under Article 5, all the NATO countries must defend, but who is targeting? Russia. So it's not defense. Huh? United Kingdom, for instance. You know, within seconds, does not exist anymore. Huh? And the British Kingdom, they don't have defense against Russia's weapon. And they don't have defense against China weapon. You know? So, there's only one solution. Say, no, we don't want to get member of the European community. You know? And it doesn't mean independency. It is independency running a country like that, and blackmail through the European community to become a member of the NATO. Why should that? If I want to make business with a neighbor country, I don't have to be a member of a fucking military allies to make business. But it's precisely the same what the European do, forcing into a military allies. And it means when Mr. Zelensky is ongoing doing things like that, let's say, he got in his mind that he is able to win, to win that fight. Now again, somebody talking inside my head. A fucking jealous Nazi. He is also terrorizing with you. But he is talking about teenies, talking about Lolita, and he used also military equipment to push that through pipes, frequencies, and also through the air. That we call Nazi Germany, postmodern Nazi Germany. So I wish you a good evening, and I am unable to change anything, you know. The only thing who can change, say, okay, if you think about that way, think about that, it's an opportunity to save each life. You still be on Ukraine. You're not going to be Russia if you are ongoing fighting. Perhaps you get back your independence to become Ukraine. but not if you're going in the European Union, because then you must be a member of the NATO. And Mr. President Putin saying no NATO, no NATO, because if then the fucking American president is able to place atomic bomb straight before Moscow's home, you know? It means the NATO is coming 2,500 kilometers closer to Moscow. Is that a threat? Is that a threat? Huh? What would the fucking American president doing? For instance, Canadian make an agreement with China. And China say, okay, we have a membership in defense, military. Huh? Yes, we are friends. Because the fucking American president threatened us. Hmm? Huh? You know? Would the American president feel comfortable when then China moves in and build and place their military equipment on a border to the United States? He wouldn't do that. He say no, no, huh? But he want to move his ass closer to Russia, closer to Moscow. So it's complicated, is it? But I hope you understand, because your English is excellent, yes, and your lips as well. Huh? Have a nice evening.